Well, for those who are new to Jivitam, let me share that Jivitam is a social impact firm working on improving livelihoods. The company works in 28 states, in large cities, as well as in the remotest of villages. Jivitam's strength lies in execution of mass programs pertaining to digital financial literacy, skilling, healthcare, among several others, where it has impacted the lives of over 10,000 people since its inception in 2019. And I personally believe that is some commendable progress that the company has made over a short span of 4 years. I would now like to invite Mr. Munish Chawla, the co-founder, to speak more about the company. So over to you, Munish.
Yeah, thank you everyone, and very warm welcome to everyone for this webinar. My name is Munish Chawla. I'm one of the co-founders of Jivitam. Jivitam is a tech-enabled livelihood platform. We are a startup. Uh, I'll just give a start, a brief introduction about Jivitam. Before that, I will, I'll just welcome all our eminent speakers over here, Mr. Hardeep Singh, Mr. Rakesh Gaur, Mr. Arpit Sharma, and Mr. Sunil Sahu. A very warm welcome to you all for this webinar, and we thank you for taking out time from your busy schedules. Suraya for us is leading this initiative, CSR initiative and Green Job initiative in Jivitam. And just to let you know, Jivitam is a startup, right? I'll start with a small presentation. Utkasha, just take out a presentation. I've been given 5 minutes by Suraya, so I'll just keep that 5 minutes along. Okay. So Jivitam is a livelihood platform, and we look at being the earning partner for life for the vulnerable segment. In India, around 80 crore people are being given free ration, right? This is our target segment. We are focusing to ensure that these segments are from vulnerable, they become non-vulnerable. That is our focus area. Primary, the attributes of the segment which we are looking into are not so educated. They do not have access to internet, smartphone, and they want to be spoken in their native language. Our target segment is youth, especially coming from colleges in tier 2, tier 3 cities where college placement drive has never happened. We are looking at women. We are looking at farmers, especially the marginal farmers. We are looking at rural citizens because that's where the real problem lies. We are looking at orphans, senior citizens, PWDs, migrant workers, all which constitute the vulnerable segment. Next. So this is our ecosystem, right? The problem of livelihood is so huge that this cannot be solved individually. So what we have done is we have worked across with the industry partners, like in the government, in the CSR space, in the skilling space, in the academia space, with corporates and startups. So everyone is there, right? I've just given a few. We have also recently signed, Mr. Arpit is there from Skill Council for Green Jobs, right? We have signed an MOU with Green Sector Skill Council recently. We have a MOU with International Solar Alliance. So to just name a few, right? This is where we work. We work with everyone in the ecosystem. Next. I'll just give you a broadly how Jivitam is there, right? And how we actually work. So basically, we work with corporates and startups, and we also work with CSRs. And most of the CSRs are right now focusing on ensuring the livelihood for this vulnerable segment through skilling. So we are not an NGO, we are not a Section 8 company. So how do we work along with CSRs? The model is very clear, right? We have one of our very leading CSR partners whom we have been working for the last 3 years, right? Therein, we basically help. There are around 10 skilling partners they have. We work along with those 10 skilling partners, and we are the only placement and the mobilization partner for them. So the CSR gives money to the skilling partner, which is typically a Section 8 company and an NGO, and they give it to us as an implementation partner. And what we do is we help mobilize. If the skilling partner is asking help to mobilize for the training programs which they are going to conduct, we help that. They ask us to place the partners, place the candidates which they have trained, we do that. So this is the typically model which we work with, and this is a model we are doing at scale with most of the CSRs across the country. Next. This is the numbers we have, right, which we have done in the past. I just wanted to share those numbers with you. To keep a point, we have impacted around 1 million people since inception, and this year we are going to impact another million. That is what we are aiming at to do this particular thing. Next. We also, skilling. I just wanted to give a perspective on skilling, right? We have done good number of skilling on the financial and digital literacy side, right? That is there. Herein, we are working with skilling partners, right? And there we have mobilized trainings for them, and we have ensured that in the training program, the right candidate they work for, they come into place. That is what we have done. We have done it through our technology. And just to next slide. These are the numbers I want to share with you. We have done around 188,000 teachers we have trained, and across 390 plus cities and around 9,000 schools we have covered. On the digital literacy side also, we have done around 6,000 plus people we have trained in this year only, right? So that is our model on the financial and digital literacy side. Next. We also work with Skilling Universe. So we have, I'll just give you an example. We have recently tied up with one of the skill development corporations. There, the challenge with them is, they are not able to place the people which the skill development corporation is doing that. That's where we come in with them. And there, the skill development corporation is paying us money, right? They are paying around 30% of the money they are paying us. That is there. And here we also work with the skilling partners over there who says, okay, we have a problem, we want to mobilize. So typically, these are the three models, right, we have been working on. On the green sector side also, we have a very clear thing mandate that, yes, this is one of the emerging sectors, right? So in this, primarily, we are focusing on two segments, right? So wherever the mega projects are happening, right, whether it is hydro project or a solar project or the renewable energy product, any project which is happening, we help them provide skilled, semi-skilled, unskilled workforce. And here we work with all the ecosystem partners where we work and mobilize, and they will skill, and then we will place them with the appropriate companies and all that stuff. So that is one model we are looking at in the green sector. And the second model we are looking in the green sector is, right, wherein we provide the entrepreneurs, right, for like EV charging station, is going to be a big universe in the coming time. So we help all the EV companies, help them find EV charging station entrepreneurs. On the solar side, solar panel entrepreneurs. I have a very clear belief, like there are cable TVs, soon there will be, solar panel operators similar to cable TV operators across the country. So we help them find solar TV entrepreneurs also. And moreover, lastly, for the maintenance of all these things, you need entrepreneurs, right? We help them provide. So this is a broad landscape. Last point, right? Our aspiration is not only India, we are a global platform. We are trying to work with ISA to work in African countries and many other countries. So again, a very warm welcome to everyone. And I'm going to look forward for this interesting session. Over to you, Soraya. I kept my 6 minutes. Okay. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Manish. Thank you for giving us all. I think many people here on this platform today are new to Jivitam, and I think they would have gained enough of insights on what the company, really does. And now coming back to the agenda, today's webinar focuses on a fascinating subject that holds immense significance in combating climate change. As the world shifts its attention towards reducing fossil fuel consumption and embracing renewable energy, crucial meetings and summits, we've all heard of, COP26, 27, G20 meets, which are uniting global leaders to explore innovative technologies and solutions that actually can work on reducing the carbon footprint. Amidst this inevitable transformation, it becomes evident that the human capital aspect plays a pivotal role, not only in implementing and driving this change, but also in its sustainable management per se. So India, we all know, has set some ambitious goals, aiming to achieve 500 gigawatt of RE energy by 2030, and our Prime Minister has promised net zero emissions by 2070. But these objectives heavily rely not only on attracting investments to the sector, but also cultivating a skilled workforce that is capable of timely execution and maintenance of these mega projects. I came across a recent survey which was conducted in Jan this year, which revealed that the demand for green jobs in India has soared immensely, witnessing an 81% increase. Now, our commitment of reaching net zero carbon emissions by 2070 has led to a substantial growth of jobs in mainly production, installation, and the O&M part of solar panels, wind turbines, and there are certain other renewable energy technologies that were also included in this survey. And there is again another very enlightening report, and I think full credit to Mr. Arpit Sharma here and his team. It's called Gearing Up the Workforce for a Green Economy, which was jointly conducted by the Skill Council for Green Jobs, Satva, and JP Morgan. It projects a promising future for the job market in the RE sector. And as per this report, it is expected that the solar energy sector itself will create about 3.26 million jobs by 2050. And wind energy, it is estimated to support about 0.18 million jobs by 2030. The anticipated surge in demand for skilled workers in the RE energy sector raises some important questions, of course. Do we currently have sufficient number of qualified candidates to meet this need? If not, can we develop a workforce that aligns with industry demands? And I think that is the biggest challenge that is faced today. But however, by investing in robust training and skill development programs, we can bridge this gap between the available workforce and the industry requirements. Another significant aspect of renewable energy projects is that they are often executed away from cities and towns, mainly in remote or rural areas. And this presents an opportunity to uplift the lives of communities residing around these projects and improving their social economic conditions. And now, I think without any further ado, let's talk to the industry experts. So the first speaker for today is Mr. Hardeep Singh. Hardeep thank you for being here. For a small introduction on Hardeep ji, he is an experienced and accomplished leader with remarkable track record in the telecommunication industry, amongst many others, of course. Currently, he serves as President and Global Head, Sales and Marketing at Goldie Solar Private Limited, and brings a wealth of expertise in management, customer service, sales, and business strategy. Previously, he has held prominent positions, including Chief Operating Officer of the solar business at Jackson Engineers Limited and Executive Director at Optimus Infracom Limited. Hardeep ji's illustrious career also includes being the Director and Chief Executive of Mark Communications Private Limited. His journey exemplifies strategic vision, customer centricity, and a passion for business excellence. I think I've always known you, Hardeep for being very proactive when it comes to social impact and community development. So thank you once again for taking out time, despite your meeting lined up today with an international delegation like you had shared with me. And to begin with, it would be lovely if you could tell us more about Goldie Solar, its products, projects, and the geographies that it operates within. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Soya, for the kind words. And thank you, Manish ji and the Jivitam team to have me here on this webinar. And a very good morning to my co-panelists and all the audiences which are there. So I'll just take a few minutes to talk about first about the SRK group. Goldie Solar, of which I am part of, is part of a group called the SRK Group based out of Surat. And so I'll talk about the SRK Group for a few minutes. Then I'll talk about Goldie Solar, and then I'll talk about what is relevant to our topic today about skilling for the green future. So what all we are doing in that direction. So first of all, just to brief you about SRK Group. So it's a 60-year-old group started in 1964 by Mr. Govind Bhai Dolakia. And we are currently the world's largest diamond manufacturers based out of Surat. 60% of the world's diamond inventory is with us. We we have two large units besides others, manufacturing units. And both these buildings, one of them has the world record for being the largest single diamond manufacturing unit. It's a unit which houses more than 5,000 workers. And both these buildings are platinum LEED certified by the US Green Building Council. And we had taken a target of being net zero by 2030, which has now we have preponed it to 2025. So we hope we are targeting to be a net zero company. When I say we, the SRK group, and it will be globally the first private company of that scale, which is $1 billion plus turnover scale, which would be in net zero if we achieve that by 2025. So as of now, we are on target to achieve that. So now coming to, I'll just share my screen. So is my screen visible? Okay. So I'll just come to Goldie Solar now. So, we were started 12 years back in 2011. So at that time only we had taken this vision of transforming tomorrow's energy, which has become very relevant today, 12 years hence, and with a mission to conserve the provide clean energy and conserving the planet with the value of nature world. So as I mentioned, so 12 years back, we started this journey of Goldie. We are basically into the manufacturing of solar panels. We export currently to 20 plus countries globally. We have a manufacturing facility of 2.5 gigawatts, which would be 4 gigawatts by the end of 2023 in the next few months. We have a workforce of about 1,500 people currently, which we, is going to go up to 5,000 in the next 3 years. So that was another driving force for us to, look at this skilling for the solar sector. So we have commissioned over 600 megawatts globally with our panels, and we have our own solar park also. So before I come to what we are doing on the skilling, I thought I'll just show you a small video of the world-class facility that we have, where we are providing training under the skilling for the under this skill development council. So I have this short video of the Navsari multi-gigawatt plant.
I think the volume needs to be turned on.
You can't get the volume?
No.
But I have the volume here.
Utkarsha, can we check on our side?
Yes, we're not getting the volume.
I don't know what to do. You want me to just continue with the visual?
Yeah, I think we can just continue. Yes. Yeah.
We should. These things do happen when we do digitally.
I'm sorry, it just jumped. So I'll just restart. So our founder and managing director is Captain Ishwar Dholakia. So he is captain not from the army side. He is a trained pilot. That's why he writes captain. Because we also have a airline, a regional airline by the name of Ventura Air Connect, which we run within Gujarat. So he heads that also, part of the SRK group. Two things I thought I'll just mention about which we are doing under CSR. One is we had recently solarized an entire village, which is the first fully solar village in India, which was inaugurated by our Prime Minister a few months back. It's in the Dudala village. So there are some 300 houses, the schools, community center, the shops. So each and every building in that village has been solarized by us under a CSR program free of cost. And secondly, this year to celebrate 75 years of India's independence, so with the Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Defense, we got a list of some 750 martyrs who sacrificed their lives in various encounters like Kargil and Pulwama and others. So we are providing a free solar plant on their houses, free of cost under our CSR program. So this is across the country. So some of them is in Nagaland, some is in Kerala, some is Bihar and Punjab. So all over the place. So this list was taken from the government. For because as I mentioned, we are currently a 1,500 workforce. We are going to be 5,000 in the next 3 years. So we saw the lack of trained manpower which was there as far as solar sector is concerned, especially on the manufacturing side. So we have partnered with this L&T charitable trust and initiative where we train people and certify them for solar manufacturing on various parts of solar manufacturing. So this is a 3-month course. Local, population which is around Navsari, which is, they come from weaker sections, they come from tribal areas. And so initially it was not a residential program, but when we saw that, people were having problems when they came from outside and they didn't know where to stay, and they didn't have the means, resources to even arrange for their accommodation. So we changed it into a fully residential program where, as I mentioned, boarding, lodging, fooding, even their clothing when they are in those 3 months, the training. So the classroom training is held at the EM Naik skill development training. The flow training is happening on they are getting the best of everything. The training in the one of the best facilities in the world. So we have currently we have increased the batch. It was 40 per batch. Now we have tried to increase it to 120. So that, and they have an option either to we absorb them, or they are free to go and join any other solar manufacturing. So there is no bond or anything that we are making them sign, that just because we are providing them the skilling, so they need to work with us only. So they are free after the 3-month program, certification program. While they have an open job offer from us, they also are free to go and join any other solar manufacturing unit across the country. Then recently we have just tied up with Kaushalya Skill University. So this is a joint program, because this is for people who would like to work in solar, not necessarily on the manufacturing side, where you will end up getting a proper degree from this Kaushalya University. So this is Prime Minister's again pet project, this Kaushalya. So this is just, we have just signed up with them recently, and this is work in progress. So the faculties and everything are the exact curriculum and everything is being put in place. And it is likely to kick off, I think, from September, the first course of this. So that's about from my side as far as skilling is concerned. If there's any questions from any of the panelists, I'll be happy to answer.
So I have only one question. Surya,
yeah.
Can I ask one question?
Yes,
right?
yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. So indeed, a very impressive, and I came to know about Goldie, right? I think you have very impressive record of what you have done as an industry, and also so very happy to have you, Mr. Hardeep Singh. I have only one question on the solar panel side, right? Because this is what I keep saying, and I just wanted to have your viewpoint on that. I keep attending a lot of things. So there are solar panel. One is on the industry side, and one is on the household side, right? So I am more particular on the household side. If you can give me some light on that, right? When I say solar panel will be the alternate to the generators which we are having, right, across the country, because I think soon that is got replaceable. The moment for like we have this cable TV operator, same way I'm visualizing that there will be solar TV or solar panel operators, right? Is this vision a good vision? Is this the future of tomorrow? Is question to you, Hardeep Singh.
Yes, thank you. Very relevant and appropriate question. In fact, the MNRE has also put forward a proposal where earlier, if I had a residence and I wanted to put a solar plant on my residence, so I needed to take approval from the local discom to put that plant before I put it. But there were many households. For example, I have a household which has a terrace which can accommodate solar panels which are more than my requirement. And whereas my neighboring house, he does not have a terrace at all where he can put solar panel. So can I put the panels and share that, solar power with my neighbor? So, that's what I think you are driving at. So that the government MNRE has already put forward a proposal that to open this up where, we can have the sharing of the solar plant. If I can put a plant which is good enough to say provide solar power to 4 houses or 10 houses in my area, so that is is going to become a reality very soon.
I think that's very interesting. Thank you for this, Mr. Hardeep Singh. Thank you.
And Hardeep ji, very impressive. Net zero by 2025 is a very impressive target, I must say.
Yes.
And I think the presentation that you made talking about the skilling center, I mean, a lot of companies were speaking about it, but for a solar company to actually go and implement and start its own skilling center, I think is a big achievement and is much required in today's world. So, and good luck to you on the PMKVY as well. Wish you loads of success in that.
Thank
And
you.
I think having said that, Hardeepji has to get into another meeting. So, Hardeepji, thank you so much once again for being here, and hope to catch up with you soon.
Thank you so much for having me here, and thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Ardipji. Thank you.
All right. And I think our next speaker for today doesn't need a very big introduction. Mr. Arpit Sharma, an accomplished professional with over 20 years of experience in the RE and cleantech industry, currently serving as Chief Operating Officer of the Skills Council for Green Jobs. He plays a vital role in developing competencies in renewable energy, sustainable development, and environmental issues. With a distinguished academic background and specialized training from the Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode, Arpit has held prominent positions in renowned organizations like HSBC, Deutsche Bank, and Formula One Racing India. He is a founding member of the Skills Council for Green Jobs, which was established by the Ministry of Skills, Development and Entrepreneurship in 2015. Arpit's contributions extend internationally through partnerships with World Bank, V Power, and German Solar Association, BSW Solar. He has participated in global events, including World Skills 2022 in Japan. As a certified master trainer in solar PV port technology from GIZ Germany, and with recent residential training at ISB Hyderabad, Mr. Sharma is dedicated to fostering clean energy initiatives and guiding organizations in this sector. So, a very warm welcome, Arpit, and thank you for being here today. Actually, the first question I have for you is that, why Skills Council for Green Job? What motivated you to get into this side of the industry?
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Suraya, thank you so much for inviting me here. I would also like to thank the entire team of Jeevitam for sending across the invitation and having me on board in this webinar. I hope my connection is stable
Yes.
because I'm facing some connection issues at my end. Uh, I would also like to uh, wish a very warm morning to all the other panelists as well as the listeners out here. So, Suraya, as you rightly mentioned, that I've been with Skill Council for Green Jobs for the last 9 years now. In fact, I was the first employee in the council, handpicked by the Honorable CEO, who superannuated from the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy as advisor, joint secretary. And before that, I was with Small Hydro Division, working for a leading small hydropower plant firm. My experience is a little, I would say, very diversified. I started off as an investment banker with HSBC Bank and moved to Deutsche Bank. And then from banking, because of the recession in 2009, I could get an opportunity to switch to Formula One racing. So I served the F1 racing team for almost 3 years. And from there, somehow I was fascinated about the clean energy sources and the renewable energy sources. And then I shifted to RE and then eventually to a Skill Council for Green Jobs. So this has been my diversified and a very hip hop journey till date. I would like to share my screen and I would like to share something about the skills ecosystem, if I'm permitted.
Yeah,
Yes,
please.
Thank you. Okay, Kamal. Folder, pen drive. Desktop. Just give me a second. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this is about Skill Council for Green Jobs. I would like to I would like to share the entire hierarchy. So we have the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship on the top. Then we have the NCBET. On the parallel, we have NSDC, which is primarily a financial organization. Its main roles and responsibilities are to cater to some funds given to various training institutions for capacity building and infrastructural development. Below NCVT, we have the DGET, and on the right-hand side, we have the sector skill councils. So currently, we have around 38 sector skill councils in the ecosystem. Uh, under the DGET, we have the ITIs, and under the sector skill councils, we have the training partners. I'll be quick because it is a lengthy slide, so I want to capture and share the maximum information I can. So we have the MSDE, which is responsible for the overall coordination of the skilling activities. It is also responsible for supplying of skilled manpower through vocational training educations. We have then NCVET, which has been established as a regulator. Just a second. Yeah. So NCVET also grants recognition to various awarding bodies. Skill Council for Green Jobs is one of the awarding bodies. It also grants recognition to assessment agencies, which are responsible for carrying out the examination of candidates. And SCGJ, I'm happy to share that SCGJ is the first sector skill council that has, and the only sector skill council which has been awarded as a awarding body status in the green energy space. Just a second. I think I'm having some issues with the system. Just a second. Yeah. So this is how the Sector Skill Council have been set up. They are basically industry-led bodies. Their primary job responsibility is to develop the qualifications, the competencies, or the curriculum by doing a skill gap analysis. And after these qualifications are set, are being created, then they are being shared with the National Council for Vocational Education and Training for further approval. And once they have been approved, they become a national occupational standard. So just like Goldie Solar mentioned that they are doing some trainings with the Skill India mission. So I would like to quote an example that the trainings are being imparted on our national qualification created by Skill Council for Green Jobs. So these are some roles and responsibilities of the sector skill councils. We also not only create the courses in the curriculum, but we are also responsible for ensuring that maximum candidates they become employable and they get a job in the industry, or they are entrepreneurs, because we also have a mandate of creating around 30% entrepreneurs in the country. So SCGJ was established in October 2015. Now we are heading towards conversion to a Section 8 company, and we were created to address the skilled manpower in the green energy space as well as the climate resilient technologies. Our council is being promoted by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy and CII. And as I mentioned, that we are the only council in the green space in the country to be given as a awarding body status by NCDET. These are the key areas that are covered. We have renewable energy, environment, forest and climate change, and sustainable development. In renewable energy, we have solar PV, thermal, wind energy, hydro energy, storage, biomass, clean cook stoves, biofuels. And in the environment and forest and climate change, we work in the solid waste management area, primarily in the municipal solid waste, where we have trained and certified more than 4 lakh sanitation workers. We also do extensive work in the wastewater treatment, in the sewage treatment and micro irrigation technologies, where a lot of CSR projects have been undertaken and a lot of candidates have been trained and certified. In the sustainable development, if you see green hydrogen, which is considered to be the fuel of the future now, and it is a buzzword globally, we have been given a mandate to design qualification packs in the green hydrogen space. And so far, successfully, we have been able to design 2 qualification packs, and we have received an approval from the regulator. So these training programs have already been rolled out, and so far we have trained around 100 people, 100 technicians in the green hydrogen space. This is the Honorable PM's speech on 15th of August 2021, which says that India to be energy independent before 2047, which is 100 years of completion of independence. India is also emphasizing on the mission circular economy. India also emphasizes on the plastic-free India, and we also aim to take, as a country, we also aim to take the Swachh Bharat mission to the next level. India also has announced that there should be a CNG and PNG blending in the country, and the target should be around 20% ethanol blending. Currently, we are at 11%, and we still have a long way to go of the ethanol blending. In COP26, which was held in Glasgow, we had announced a major target where it is called the Panchamrita. And Honorable Prime Minister has said that we'll be net zero by 2070. Our 50% of the energy requirements would be met by renewable energy by 2030. The emissions intensity of our GDP to be reduced by 45%. India to reduce its 1 billion tons of carbon emissions by 2030, and our non-fossil fuel capacity to reach by 500 gigawatts. So when we say non-fossil fuels, it includes renewable energy sources as well as the nuclear. So if I personally decode this, then India to reach 500 gigawatts by 2030 means around 750 gigawatts of renewables to be commissioned by 2030. And I'm sharing this because these figures, these humongous figures that we have announced, that we have given in the COP26 will lead to a lot of jobs in the clean energy space. So what are green jobs? So I'll be quick. ILO defines green jobs are decent jobs that contribute to preserve and restore the environment by improving the energy and raw materials efficiency. It also limits the greenhouse gas emissions. It minimizes the waste and pollution, and it protects and restores the ecosystem by adaptation to the adverse effects of the climate change. This is our current scenario where we stand. We have 43.2 gigawatts of wind power capacity as on 2023 March. We have reached a solar power capacity, installed capacity of 67.82 gigawatts. We are at currently around 5 gigawatts of small hydro and around 10 gigawatts of biomass power. This is the Indian energy sector, which is supposed to rise between 22 and 24 and 47. We can see that this is the current scenario. The total installed capacity today is 151 gigawatts, and total we are aiming to achieve around 393 gigawatts by 1,325 gigawatts by 2047. So if we see the projections by 2047, then we should have a RE installed capacity of more than 1,000 gigawatts, 50 gigawatts of equipment manufacturing capacity. Just like Goldie Solar is planning to add up its capacity, we have other market players which have set up their manufacturing units in the country. And recently, First Solar has also announced that it would do a capacity addition of the manufacturing capacity in India. So this will also lead to 2.5 billion tons of carbon emissions averted. India would have a 67% share in the RE electricity generation, and this would bring a total investment of around 50 to 60 lakh crores. And we also see that by 2047, around top 1,000 corporations would be entering into the Indian market, and they would be operating and doing the capacity building. If you may give me a few seconds, can I please change my sitting position because I have some noise out.
Please.
I think some voice is not there, right? So yeah.
I think there's some background noise from his side, from Arpit's side. So that's why he's changing his position.
Okay. But very interesting presentation.
I'm so sorry. I was in a roundtable discussion. So I've taken a space out somewhere else and giving my presentation from here. So
Your
jobs
voice is
I've
breaking.
undertaken since 2016.
Okay. Arpit, if you can hear us, just want to let you know that we've lost the audio from your side. I think we'll just wait for a
I
minute.
think
Yeah,
I'm reconnected.
Yeah, okay.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
okay. And Arpit, these things happen. You don't have to get worried, right? These things happen, right? When you are doing this digital.
No, actually, I was in a roundtable meeting. So
Don't
our
worry, don't
former
worry. We are.
chairman has
But
organized a
I just
roundtable
wanted to
meeting
let you
today.
know
So
it's a very
I
good
have
presentation.
taken you so that I'm able to attend this meeting. So
No,
there's
it's
some
good.
network issue out here.
It's good, good, good.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Is my screen visible now?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I was here. So we have done some studies in various sectors. We've done a study with supported by the JP Morgan Chase Fund on the landscape of green jobs in India, and this study has been undertaken in the green hydrogen space and battery storage in circular economy as well as on pollution prevention and control. In fact, we are doing a separate study on pollution prevention and control separately with iForest, and we should be able to come up with a report by end of August. So these are some of the links of the reports that have been published, and they are available in the public domain. The previous reports they have been undertaken with the help of CEW and NRDC, and the recent one was undertaken with JP Morgan as well as Satwa. So if we see this graph, so we can see that India is estimating to have around 3.5 million jobs by 2030 in order to have a 500 gigawatts of fossil fuel addition generation. So out of this 500 gigawatts, we got 2 gigawatts come from solar and 140 gigawatts would come from wind. And the majority of the targets that would be achieved in solar would be from the rooftop. The utility scale would definitely comprise to a lot of capacity building and target additions, but it would still be far lesser than the roof solar. We see also the increase in the number of jobs that would be available by 2030, and we estimate that around 1,400 workforce would be employed in the wind and solar sectors alone, as far as the fiscal year 2021-22 is concerned. And we see it would have a capacity of more than 10 lakh people we added by 2030 in solar and wind alone. I'm also completely leaving apart the green hydrogen space, which the government of India says that will lead to 6 lakh by 2030 by production capacity of 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen. So that is absolutely separate, because we of us understand that the green hydrogen would be generated through clean energy sources only. That's why it has been labeled as green. So any electrolysis which is being through wind or solar would be, yeah, is there a network issue? Am I audible?
Yes, you are. We can hear you.
Am I audible?
Okay. Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So we see the information from the labor market. We see that these are some sectors. We have solar, wind, small hydro. This is existing workforce as on March 2023. And on the right-hand side, we see the workforce that could be required by 2030. So, in correlation to the capacity addition in renewable energy sources and the waste management domain, we see a lot of capacity addition by 2030, which leads to almost 4 crore, 39 lakh jobs, which is a huge mandate for India. And for such kind of capacity addition, with robust skill development programs have to be prepared, and some good training institutions have to be also in panel who can deliver these trainings. So this is a small snapshot of how do we develop our qualifications. ACJ does the skill gap study. We do the occupational mapping once.
I think we've lost Arpit again. Snehal, I think you have a question, right? You would like to ask a question? Can someone unmute Snehal, please?
Soraya, I don't have any questions yet.
Okay, you raised your hand, so I was wondering.
No, okay, sorry.
No.
Okay.
We should
can I continue?
Let you know we are there.
Yes, Arpit, please.
I am really very sorry. I'm getting disconnected.
Right? You don't have to be.
So, please, my flow of the presentation also breaks in between. So, So once we develop the national occupation standards, then a NSQF level is being assigned to each, qualification that has been created. So a solar technician, for example, would have a NSQF level of 4. That's what the government of India assigns. And a person who is a helper in the solar energy space, he has an NSQF level of 2. So such kind of NSQF levels are important to be assigned. This also gives a clear demarcation on the entry level qualification of the trainee as well as to the trainer. And this also serves as a entry point that what kind of an individual needs to be skilled and where he needs to be taken up to. So once the NSQF level is assigned, then we develop the courseware, and this courseware is generally given to the industry as a form of an industry validation, and we generally ask for 10 industry validations from big organizations in that particular domain. And this qualification, post the validation, they are submitted to NCVT for a final approval before they become a national property. So this is a small snapshot of the training delivery cycle. So the affiliation of training centers and training partners, they're done on Skill India portal. After that, the training of trainers is being carried out in that particular qualification. The trainer is being certified once he clears the examination. The mobilization of candidates is done by the training partner. The training gets commenced. The training is being monitored by the internal team of Skill Council for Green Jobs. The batch, once the training is complete, the batch is assigned to NCVT approved assessment agency. If you remember that we are NCVT's awarding body, similarly, NCVT also has now assessment agencies which are impaneled, and the examination can be carried out by these assessment agencies only. And the assessment of the candidates is carried out by the SCGJ certified assessor. The way we do the training of trainers program, we also do a training of assessors program. And finally, the certificates is issued to the past candidates. Similarly, we have an assessment life cycle, which I would not like to share, go in details. It is almost as similar to the training partner and the training life cycle. These are the impacts so far that we have created. SCGJ has trained over 5.54 lakh trainings so far. The trainings have been done almost pan-India. We have touched base most of the states and the union territories. We have carried out 1,500 international trainings of 82 countries. These were all ISA. These trainings were supported by the International Solar Alliance, and they were nominated by the participants were nominated by 82 different countries. During pandemic, we launched SCGJ's e-learning management, which is an online model of training, and 2,500 candidates. We have certified 650 assessors till date. SCGJ has now 450 training centers, partners on Skill India portal. We have 8 assessment agencies which are approved by NCVET, and we have done a training of trainers of 3,500 plus individuals or trainers or faculties so far. Our qualifications, 53 qualifications that have been created. So we have around 21 in solar, we have 10 in waste, we have in green hydrogen, there are qualifications in wind energy. So these 53 qualifications have been adopted by MNRE, Ministry of Social Justice, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and different state skill development missions. AJ has created around 9 centers of excellence till date. So we have CVC Training Center in Karnataka, Jermi in Gujarat. NICE is our Center of Excellence, which is in Gurgaon, Haryana. We have National Institute of Wind Energy, the way we have NISC, which has been created and supported by MNRE. Similarly, we have NIVE in Tamil Nadu. We have CCOM Skills University. ENERT, which is the State Nodal Agency of Kerala, is also our Center of Excellence. IIT Roorkee in Uttarakhand. And our previous speaker was mentioning that the trainings are being done in Gujarat at the Anil Naik Training Center of L&T. So L&T, Anil Naik Technical Training Center is also our COE, where a lot of training of trainers program have been carried out. And IIT Mandi has been recently added to the list of our Center of Excellence in Himachal Pradesh. This is the graph of the trainings done so far. If you see, these are the blue one is the total trainings in the renewable energy space. Of course, it's niche area. Only a specific number of trainings are being carried out because generally, it is always relevant to do the trainings where maximum placements can be done. And government also had a limited focus before 2023-24. But now, because the economy is opening up, and India is on its pathway to achieve the net zero and 1 billion tons of GHG emissions. More and more clean energy spaces, more and more clean energy technologies are being deployed, and we see a very fast solar PV installation across the country. So our training numbers next year, if you would see 24-25, they would sharply rise up in the renewable energy domain, because the green hydrogen space has also been added in the list of RE. We have done almost 29,000 trainings of sanitation workers. This includes the middle management, the baseline sanitation workers, sanitary inspectors, health inspectors. And recently, we have been awarded a status of Swachhta Knowledge Partner, been mandated to do the capacity building programs for even the top management of the various municipal corporations in the country. This would include training, this would include talent development, this would include
Yeah, Arpit, I think we've lost your audio again. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Sharma here?
I will have a question. Right.
Okay.
It's very interesting presentation. I really like
Yes.
what he had shared with us. I hope, I wish that his connection was good, right? Because I think for me, I see a lot of opportunity there, right? And I see, that we are from a Jivitam perspective. I think we are rightly placed to partner with them, and thanks to you, Surya, for helping us sign the MOU with them, right? I think a lot of things can happen. For me, it's very eye opener, right? In terms of I have a very limited view about renewable energy and all. So I think that has changed today. So I'll be happy to see the presentation and go again. But as and when Arpit joins, I have only one
I'm
question.
so sorry. There's again a network issue. I'm rechanging my space. Actually, India International Center has a very, very poor network connections. So maybe
We'll have 5G there. Don't worry. Right. Okay.
yeah. So
So
So,
Arpit,
yeah.
yeah. But Soya, over to you.
Yeah. So,
is
Arpit,
my screen visible?
it was the last graph where you were showing us numbers. That was
Okay.
the solar energy trading numbers.
Okay. So this was the last
Yeah.
graph
Yeah.
that yeah. So
Renew.
we can see that a lot of trainings have been done in the waste management sector, and recently we have been awarded the status of Swachhata Knowledge Partner. Only 10 organizations in the country awarded that status, and now we would be involved in the capacity building of not just the sanitation workers, but the top management of the municipal corporations also. So this would include conducting workshops, seminars, developing content, and training of desludging operators, trainings of sanitary health inspectors, and we see that we also aim to be uh, the biggest nodal body for the municipal corporations in terms of capacity building in the next 1
Right. So I think Arpit, Munish had a question for you. Please, Munish.
Yeah. So thank you. I will. I just have one. See, first of all, Arpit, a very detailed and a very informative presentation for all of us. I really liked. I wish we had more time and your connection was more better, right? I think a lot of people who are there today must have got insights into the opportunity this sector offers. See, my question to you is, I'm seeing a lot of trainings happening, right? Uh, does sector skill councils has some numbers on the placements done till now, right? And what is the opportunity you see that in the placement scenario? Because ultimately, after getting skilled, they need to be placed. So, what is where we are on that?
I think his connection is really bad. Arpit, are you here?
So, I think skill green jobs is the future, right? And I'm very happy to see this whole presentation. So, Surya, I think he's on mute.
Yeah, I think there is a problem with the audio or the network rather. Uh,
So
so
let's move into the next one.
yeah, so Arpit, we'll come back to you in a while. And just give me a minute, please. Utkarsh, can we?
Is my screen visible now?
Uh, yes, Arpit, it is visible. Uh, but could we come back to this in a while? We have Mr.
Okay,
Rakesh Gaur.
yeah.
I have a
Okay,
question from you,
sure.
Arpit. I'll ask in the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to Rakesh, please. Yeah.
Uh, okay, great. So while we come back to Arpit in a while, I'd like to welcome Mr. Rakesh Gaur. He's a seasoned professional with an illustrious career spanning for over 38 years now. He is master in tendering, project management, procurement, and EPC contracts, specializing in railways, power, and automation. With an impressive portfolio of over 100 successful Indian and international projects, he's been the driving force behind big names in the industry like ACC, L&T, Icon, Siemens, ABB, and Kalpataru Power. A true leader in the field, Mr. Gaur has served as co-chairman of influential committees, including CII Central Asia, CII Africa, and CII Railway Equipment Division. Currently donning the role of CEO and Executive Director, CIS in Africa at SAE Towers based in Brazil, he epitomizes global excellence and innovation. With a compelling blend of experience, expertise, and a trailblazing spirit, Mr. Gaur continues to set new benchmarks in the world of business. Good afternoon, Mr. Gaur, and welcome to the webinar. Thank you so much for considering to be here on the platform today.
Good afternoon. Basically, I am based at Brazil, and it is like 2:30 in the morning. But I would like to thank Soraya ji and Mr. Munish that yes, I made a commitment and I must honor it. Okay.
I think this is called commitment, right?
That's right.
Rakesh ji? I think if anyone has to see an example of commitment, I think you are that example. So thank you for this, Mr. Rakesh.
Yeah, so I've just request Soraya ji to share the responsibility.
Yes,
actually, we belongs to the, in this complete forum, we belong to the people who use the skill set of the people. And obviously the people organize the training and give us the skill set available in the market, but how we use it, how we develop our team and what we really do. I will just share some of the experiences. And I have worked across the geographies, you can say -40 to +40. And I will just share what kind of skill sets change in, time to time at different orientations. So Soraya, I will just request if the presentation can be shared from your end.
Yeah, sure. Utkarsha, please put it on.
So we are basically a EPC company and belongs to the RPG group. You can go to the next slide so that I can share this. And RPG group is founded by 1979, and we are around 4 million revenue at present and 20,000 plus employee. And KC was acquired by RPG group in 1982, and we have a lot of group companies like KC International, global EPC player, Seat Tires, Genser in the software, RPG Life Science in the pharma, and Rekam RPG again engineering products and service company, and Harrison Malayalam is a tea plantation, tea, rubber plantation, and agro products. So different, very, you can say varied portfolio. Yeah. We operate in around 110 countries and 7 decades of experiences, and 30 countries we are ongoing the projects. I look after Central Asia, Latin American countries, complete America, and Africa. And we have approximately 9,000 plus employees with 13 diverse nationalities and 2.1 billion turnover with 8 manufacturing units, 5 in India and 3 overseas. So we are in all the places: railway, solar, urban infra, cables, oil and gas, smart infra, power transmission and distribution. Next slide, please. So this is the just detail which we have given. So we have plants in Dubai, we have plant in Brazil and Mexico, and we operate across the globe with 2.1 billion turnover every year at present. Next slide, please. I'm just going slightly fast to cover up the time because we are the construction company who has to cover the time at last. So if you see our factories, basically in Brazil plant, and you see a lot of greeneries, the way we operate in a state like Brazil, where eco effect is very, very critical and very important. Next slide, please. And we have in-house capabilities because what we do is, nowadays the trend is changing, and earlier it was a transmission and distribution. It used to be a very heavy generation of a hydro plant or thermal power plant, and it used to be distributed. So it used to be concentrated generation and then transmission and distribution. Now, because of the solar or renewable energy, the things are changing, that it is getting distributed generation, which we pull it out to a transmission line and then we try to distribute. So with this, lot of activities are happening in the field of transmission and distribution of the green energy, whether it is through solar or through water or through hydro and wind turbines. All these things are getting distributed at different places based upon the availability of the locations. So we have in-house capabilities for design and engineering as well as manufacturing and tower testing. So these are the major area of our technical expertise. Next slide, please. Now I will come to the basic part of capability building. When we try to build up the skill set and capability building, we divide it in three parts. That one is capability, second thing because of the productivity, and another is sustainability. Because every time we have to evolve ourselves to find out the new market, new product, new situations, and new technology. And the other side, we see the individual needs, and then we see what is the functional need for us and what is the business need, which can be a strategic need for that purpose. So we identify the capability building network. Next slide, please. And then we decide what we should do. Basically, what are the business drivers? That means we do digitization, we do subject matter expertise development. We see the customer requirement in a different geography or different situations, and what is our business need. Then we design the complete, you can say, a area which are the capability gap which we identify, and then domain programs we develop what is the intervention required, and then the delivery mechanism, whether it has to be presentation, video, site visit, or taking help of a company like you for developing the skills of the workforce. Then we find out what is the business and function covered, like project management, procurement, engineering, business development, CPMG, contract management, claim management, cash flow, prepare users for defect liability periods. And then we see what is the outcome and what is the impact on us. So the ultimate impact is whether it is to reduce customer complaint, cross-skilling, because you sometimes change. Sometimes railway becomes very important, sometimes solar becomes important, sometimes T&D becomes important, sometimes water management becomes the main priority. So then we see that cross-skilling, contractual compliance, revenue generation, and reduced time for classroom program. Because in our case, it is very, very important. It is a construction activity that complete training and skill set has to be developed for the field. Next slide, please. So on the design capability framework, we drive technical capability, and then we develop baselines that through assessment with all relevant stakeholders, what is our gap, and understand what we have to do, and then start building the capabilities. Capability can be built up with a different leveraging with the SMEs and external expertise. Next slide, please. Kindly change the slide. Yeah. So now when we develop this, we will find out how to bridge the gap, and then we develop three kind of programs. So organization like you can see this, that foundation programs are for the workforce and for the initial stage of the people, then practitioners program, and then experts program, subject matter experts. And then we continuously see the delivery. It can be through instructor, it can be virtual, it can be digital. And this is just a sheet that I'm just sharing, not going to the details, that whether what we do for tower design, what we do for foundation design, what we do for individual product expertise, and then common program, and other than the soft skill set which we develop for the people. So these are technical expertise program which requires a subject matter expert. Next slide, please. Now, sometimes the requirement is not coming to only to us. We have to train the client, because ultimately the client is using our products and services and the construction facilities which we have developed. So for Transco companies, we develop substation design, substation protection, communication, switchgear, reactors, disconnectors, each individual component, how to maintain them. And then we develop for Burundi, the client, what kind of practice they should do. Because in Africa, when we work, I have worked with different areas of, Central Asia or Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq. There you find that line is just being constructed first time, or it is damaged beyond a limit that the people are not knowing anything. So OPGW installation, which was a new technology for them, and Burundi, which how to maintain the line, what to practices we have to do for the substations. So that kind of training program we conduct. Sometimes we take help of the external agencies to conduct these kind of programs. Next slide, please. On the solar side, we have executing around 150 megawatt one solar plant. So solar plant, again, we do the complete backward integration, solar, and then O&M services for that. And now we are also working on the green hydrogen, which will also be a future energy transportation. And then we are already at present working on a 500 megawatt plant in Karnataka. Next. So nowadays, the commitment, now earlier time, the transmission and distribution was completely, you can say, different kind of ball game. Now ROW issues, right of way issues becomes more important. And then the ESG issues also becoming more and more awareness is being created. So we as a ESG, we try to take three pillars, that what we are doing to environment side, what we are doing to people side on the stakeholder side, and how to see that how we remain competitive to the industry. So on the focus areas, we work on human capital, we work on health, safety hazard, customer centricity, financials, then decarbonization, diversity and inclusions, quality and service, because now sensitivity to the different workforce. When you approach a different country, you have to understand what is do and what is don't in that country, in the cultural side, on the diversity side, and the kind of quality expectations which they have. Then local community development, digitization, innovation, water positive, sustainability procurement. So these are the area which we focus it on. Next slide, please. And this is typical parameters which we have kept for happiness, diversity, HSG point of view, water positive approach, energy consumptions, carbon emissions. And this kind of criteria are major criteria for us to develop the skill set on that line. Next slide, please. So what I now just want to share the experiences in the different country. What happens when you work in a country like Kazakhstan, where the temperatures goes to -40, or you work in a country like Mongolia, where temperature goes to -50, sometimes in Ulaanbaatar, you require a different skill set to cope up. So what is our competency? Our competency is the Indian labor, if with a different skill set can be taken out to the Africa or to Central Asian countries to carry out this kind of job. In these situations, we have to train them for how to operate in this kind of conditions. Suppose you have to work in Leh, Ladakh for a solar plant or for transmission line. You have to have a different skill set, train them with the oxygen levels, exercise, mental health situations. And when you work in like place like Konkan, you have to see whether you are in Konkan or in a Uttarakhand side or in Junagadh. You have to see the sensitivity towards wild animals, or how you have to cope up if the situation arises on that particular skill set. We work very high, heights. So on the height side, we develop the skill set to go to the tower, work on the lines, transmission lines, on everything. So with this skill set, green energy point of view, this skill set has to be revisited. And we have to develop our team, first of all, on the soft skills in such a way that they becomes more sensitive to the environment. And ultimately, this infrastructure will be developed, but it has to be maintained by the people. And digitization is improving, automation is improving, so that a skill set is being developed for that purpose. So this is in general my experience and our company's workforce. If anything is specific, I would like to ask.
Munish, you'd like to say something?
Yeah, I think this is pretty impressive, and I think you give us, a user perspective and a, not only India perspective but a global perspective. I think so. From that point of view, this was really insightful. I have only one question, Rakeshji, right? You are a user, right? And from your point of view, and you are using this in 110 countries across, right? Which is really amazing. What is the opportunity you see from your perspective for the Indian workforce, right? Because we have this demographic dividend which we keep talking about, that yes, Indian workforce is what is required across the country, right? For that, what are the opportunities and challenges you see in the green sector space, in the green job space? That's my question to you, Rakesh.
No, sir, your question is very valid. What is happening is that India obviously have a demographic dividend, and the workforce has really established in the area of, you can say, software development and other places. But what we are not getting is the opportunity for youth from the village or underprivileged society, and we are trying to train them, but we are not able to make them employable yet.
Yes.
That means their body language, their skill set in say, and we have to start de-addicting our, you can say, underprivileged workforce from the WhatsApp, right? Everybody wants to do the software job. Nobody is keen to work in the hardware side. Okay. So lot of opportunities to the workforce for Africa, Central Asia, Europe, right? And even for the Latin American market. Lot of opportunities for Indian workforce. Only thing, we have to develop them in such a way that they are employable.
Yes.
Sometimes they are not trying to learn any language, whether it is English, French, or Russian, or any other language. So language learning. Second thing, their own body language. Third thing, their sensitivity to the greater market, not for Dubai and Middle East, where they just go like a workforce for cleaning and other places. They can be more. They can bridge the gap between a skill set for technical work. So there is a lot of opportunity, and I really wish that organization like you can really contribute a lot in this field by organizing this workforce. Because today, if we have to get a gang, we don't say workforce, we don't say skill set, we don't say team, we say gang from Malda, right? Or gang from Jharkhand. So this gang tag has to go, and we have to say team from Malda.
I take your point. I think so thankful for taking out time. I really appreciate the kind of knowledge you shared with all of us, the perspective you gave, and more importantly, the commitment you had for this. Right. Hats off to you, Rakesh ji. And I will, whenever you are in India, whenever I get an opportunity, I'll seek Soraya's help to meet you in person and learn from you more. So thank you for taking out your time and being there, sir. Thank you.
No, thank you, Surya ji, and thank you, sir. Thanks for giving me opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you so much. I think today we've gained some wonderful insights of I think Arpit has firstly shown us what is the opportunity available in this sector as far as jobs are concerned. And I think Rakesh has also given us a picture of internationally what is the potential for employability. And I think this is an important and crucial aspect, especially for a company like Jivitam. And we can really focus on this area and make things work out and change. I think I look at a big opportunity here. So thank you so much. And I'll move to our next speaker, Mr. Sunil Sahu, for the day.
Just a small suggestion. I have a small suggestion, Mr. Rakesh. Rakesh ji, good afternoon. Such a pleasure to get connected on the platform. I have a small suggestion that when we're talking about migration of Indian manpower to places like Middle East, and you were talking about problems of mobilization, then I think, in my opinion, the skills and competencies of the Indian workforce in the rural areas, they have to be mapped with the competencies overseas, and that's what we are doing with countries like Germany and with Australia. So I think if we do a similar kind of exercise, a skill gap exercise, a skill mapping, then it would solve the purpose of Indian labor getting migrated, getting jobs, and your organization having the trained and skilled manpower.
I think good suggestion.
Thank you. That was just the suggestion.
No, very good suggestion, Arpit ji. And I was really impressed the kind of work your organization is doing. And let us be in touch some other platform or whatever time you can allocate. It is really wonderful. And with the help of all of us, we can really make the Indian workforce employable across the globe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Soraya ji. Munish ji, so I'm sorry I'll have to take a leave. I have to go for my next meeting. So
no, Arpit ji, thank you so much for taking out time. Right. Personally, I would like to come and meet you whenever whenever you are available. I'll request Soraya to help me in that. But amazing work your council is doing, sir, and we are very happy to partner with you now. And we look forward to working with you to take the initiative and to the next level. Thank you very much for taking out time in spite of all the problems you face. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Soraya.
Thank you. So I'd like to introduce our last speaker for the day, Mr. Sunil Kumar Sahu. an entrepreneur and co-founder and CEO of Innodas Technologies Private Limited. He's got over 11 years of experience in skill development and training and has made significant impact in sales and marketing, exploring new markets and achieving impressive sales targets pan-India. Mr. Sahu's journey encompasses diverse achievements, including affiliating to esteemed organizations like NICE and Tata Power. He has been nominated as a subject matter expert in RE for WorldSkills 2022. With an impressive array of certifications, including WorldSkills 2022, subject matter expert, GIS Renac Germany certified master trainer, and Bosch master trainer, Sunil excels in communication, negotiation, and people management. His passion for continuous improvement has led him to collaborate with the Atal Incubation Center, Gunpur, and Startup Odisha for R&D activities. So, Sahuji, welcome. Thank you so much for taking out time and being here with us on this panel. And I would really like you to tell us about what you do rather at Innodust, and how which geographies you operate, and how you are addressing the skilling universe, basically. So please, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, the host, co-panelists, and all the participants. Good morning to all of you. So, as ma'am said, I'll tell a little bit about my career, how I started, because I think a lot of participants over here, they must aspire about to be an entrepreneur in green skills, or maybe in some other businesses. So I started my BTech career in 2006. So I was an electronics and communication student. So while I was traveling to other colleges, I found that they have different clubs in their college, but in our college, we don't have a lot of clubs. While coming back, I spoke to my chairman that we want a robotics club, we want a communication lab, we want a digitization lab, club, where we'll do some kind of hardware activity and some software activity, because we want to do something apart from the syllabus. So as usual, we did a negative signal, because it takes a lot of money, the management to spend. So again, in that time, I came back to my juniors. I told them that all of you are now engineers. After 4 years, you'll be engineers. But to be true engineers, you need to do something different. So let us develop a club by ourselves. Let us fund ourselves. Let's contribute little amount, all of you, and we'll set up our own club. We'll buy the softwares, we'll buy the hardwares, we'll buy the trainers even, and we will learn these technologies, and let us enjoy what we learn. So this was the first time I spoke to audience, maybe 250 odd juniors, and we see a lot of fun came into our lab. We made a robotics lab. Then I passed out in 2010. I joined HCL, Infosystem Limited. So while in my journey with HCL, one day I come across with a gentleman who is from Delhi, was from Delhi, and he said that I'm working in renewable energy solar. So being a BTech in electronics, I never heard of solar. It was a new technology for me. So when I heard about solar, it's like something you need to put in a rooftop and you'll see immediately the electricity. This shocked me. I was really surprised by the technology, that this is something there in 2012. So it amazed me a lot. I said that how to start, how to go ahead with this. So that gentleman said, no, you need to be a distributor. That's all. I can supply you the material. So I said that I'm in a company. So I'm working. So what to do? So he said that you be a distributor. So later on we'll see that how things can be taken. So immediately within half day, I approached a lawyer, advocate. I made a company in my mother's name. So NS Power. So, and I submitted all the documents at Logi. These are the all documents that you needed. I need this distributorship because I believe this has a huge potential. So, and I given a 30,000 check to that person, gentleman. Then I called my father that I need to switch. I want to do something in my business, because he asked me what sorts of business you want to do. I said it's something like about solar and robotics. He said, because he didn't understand anything. So he said that I could not understand this, but make sure one thing that you don't ask money for this. You need to spend all your money what you want. So, and you can start. I don't have any issues on this. So I started this company. I had given him 30,000, and unfortunately after 15 days I did not receive the material. I failed miserably first time because I have given money and I was looking that some material will come. I'll see that how the solar panel looks like. So then I after 2 months I left my job. I had traveled to Delhi. I found the company. I said that, sir, I need my material back because I had given you 30,000 rupees. So fortunately that time he said that these are the materials. I cannot refund you the money. This is the money that this is the material. You can take it to the Bhubaneswar. So I took all the material to Bhubaneswar, and I was thinking what to do in how I can install all these materials, how can I approach different clients. So fortunately, I approached a few colleges. I got some installation business because, as I said, that I love selling. I love the sales process. So while talking to different colleges about renewable energy, about solar installation, I got the orders. But fortunately, I don't know how to. Unfortunately, I don't know how to install the solar material. So I found one of the co-founder who was a junior in my college. So I said that let's bring another, you come and be a partner, be a member of this company. So your job would be installation, my job would be bringing down business. So that is the first time we ventured into in 2013, we ventured into green energy. We installed a lot of solar plants, street light, water heater locally. But I found that at that time, the profit, the margin was 25 to 30%. I thought that how we can scale up the margin because the market is limited. We cannot go beyond of Odisha right now because of the funding issue and all. So, and in installation, in government projects, in big projects, you need a lot of investment. So what to do, how we can scale up the business, and we can also see that scale up in the margin part. So now we approach to different educational institution that will not only sell you the product, rather will teach you how you can make the products. Like you talk about the hybrid inverters, you talk about off-grid inverters, you talk about batteries, you talk about solar modules. We'll teach you about it. And of course, the smaller versions will tell you how to make these products. Because in my college days, we were also a lot of passionate about how we can make different robots, how we can make things work, some wireless remotes. So these were the things where we did a lot of work, technical work in our college days. So here we included one training and skilling part in a private market mode, because I believe on that day also government of India or any government organization, they were not selling any, they were not into any skilling business or skilling in RE business. So it is the first time we ventured into it on our own idea that this will increase our margin base, and it did, because suppose in that day 1 kilowatt we were charging 1.5 lakh to the educational institute. Now we charged another 1.5 lakhs to train around 50 candidates on a solar technology. So this help also the students to understand a new technology and also given a hands-on experience to the students. So we see a lot of business coming into this. Even IIT Bhubaneswar incubated at that time. Their research professional also, they were asking for some materials to us, like the charge controller, and also we showed them. In that time also we saw a lot of opportunity on solar equipments. So we started selling the equipments because that time up to 2015 we understood the complete technology. So we see a lot of business coming from green training, skilling. And then suddenly what happens in 2016, NICE, National Institute of Solar Energy, which is coming under MNRE, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, they floated a tender that we want training partners who can skill students uh, across the country. So we were not eligible in any front because they were saying that you must have a residential facility where the students will stay, because government will provide the lodging and boarding facility, and also a training center, training lab, everything in a proper shape as per the government affiliated center. So they were very keen to give this particular project to university or colleges. But we said that no matter, let us apply for that. With our team, we applied for this particular tender, and this is where we got a turn in our career, in the organization's career, because this one step that getting thinking in our mind that let us apply for this, though we are not eligible. What we did, that whatever technical work we did in the last 3 to 4 years, we had a company profile, we attached that and we applied. So when the inspection people, they come for an inspection, surprisingly they said that we have come here only by seeing your company profile, that you did a lot of work in solar, but in no way that you are eligible for this work, means for this particular project, because this is a very prestigious project and we would like to hand over this project to only universities. So we said, sir, see, what you started in 2015, we started in 2012, and what you are trying to train in the people, see our modules, we have created the syllabus, we trained the people, a lot of students in this, we worked with IIT Bhubaneswar, see our proposals. So now we can better fit into this, because it is our keen, we are very keen to train the students on this, because we know a lot of things how to train them. And in the side by side also, we install a lot of projects in Bhubaneswar, in the peripheral area. So we have both knowledge. And if you're talking about getting a residential facility, give us a 7 days, 10 days, we will arrange that. So on an undertaking, we had given an undertaking and we had a chance to, we got a work order that within 7 to 10 days, you need to set up the facility. And fortunately, we got this is our first government project, MNRE project in green scaling, that we received from MNRE. So with this, we started our green journey, like scaling training partners. Then we worked with UNDP, we worked with the World Bank, we worked with Skill Council for Green Jobs in a lot of projects, pan India, and we worked with NICE, National Institute of Solar Energy, and we worked with HRAD recently. We are working in the project which is Hydro Renewable Energy Department, IIT Roorkee. So we are working with them on small hydro programs, skilling on small hydro. Apart from that, also we are working with Tata Power under installation, solar installation, and some electrical installation across the state. So I'll just share a brief profile. I'll take just 2 to 3 minutes what we are doing in this. So is my screen visible?
Yes, we can carry on.
Yes. So established in year 2013, Operation Pan India. We are working presence in New Delhi, Rajasthan, Bihar, Haryana, UP, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat. So these are we are a non-funding partner of National Skill Development Corporation, working with 6 sector skill council. Skill Council for Green Job, Electronics Council, Food Council, Telecom, Power, Sports, Fitness. We're working with HR, EDIT Roorkee, as I said. Apart from this, also we work with UNDP, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, NSKFDC, NBCFDC. So what are the programs that we are operated? PMKVY 2.0, 3.0, RPL, short-term training, special projects. I'll tell something a little bit about what is RPL, short-term training, and how the entrepreneurs, those who are into venturing into skilling business, how they will proceed.
Sunil ji, I'm really sorry to interrupt, but we will have only about 3 or 4 minutes left, please.
Okay.
So,
okay. So I'll just quick look into it. Some photographs. So this is what we did, signed MOU with Tata Power. So in hydro plant, how we work. So this is some pics of our solar labs installation work. So this is students going for employment with Adani. So this is a program that we're doing with Terry. So this is some programs that we did in waste management.
So are you running a module for waste management as well?
Yes, yes, yes. This is robotic cleaning we did with Gurgaon Municipal Corporation. So we received an appreciation letter for our training. So this is Surat Municipal Corporation, UP. This is Ghaziabad. This is in Jharkhand. So these are some solar fairing that when we started with Eminari. The students doing some practical activities, we take them for a tour to some megawatt site. So some training in mechanized cleaning in waste management. So EV, we do also training on EV. Yeah, this is all about. So looking for any questions.
So you would have trained how many students by now on an average?
So including RPL, it crosses 50K.
50,000. And if we look at the trades, which are the ones that you believe have the highest demand as far as employment opportunities are concerned?
So see, if you look at the figures, right now we stand at 200 some, I think 163 gigawatt installed capacity India has in RE, and we are focusing by 2030 500. But approximately we can add 30 to 40 gigawatt per year. So so the highest potential I can see with these figures, with the commitments, that in the RE side. And also, if you talk about RPL, recognition of prior learning, upskilling, reskilling, then I see that the waste management segment has got a highest priority because of the Swachhata mission. You must see that, you know, Swachhata ranking also going on every part of the country every year. So you will be, they rank, they're in the race for the ranking. So I think RPL highest, you know, demand is in waste management segment, and short-term training, the solar RE segment has got a highest priority.
Does anyone have any questions for Sunil ji?
I have only one question, Sunil, a very simple question, right? You have done a very good work, and I'm happy to know your journey, right? And this is every co-founder, every startup journey, right, which is there. So all credits to you for coming to this level, and 50,000 is not a small number which we have trained so far. So very good work. My question to you is, see, you are a good trainer, right? What will help you to do whatever you are doing 10x is my question to you. If you were supposed to train 500,000 people, and money is not a criteria for you, okay, there will be enough people to fund you. What is the biggest challenge?
Yeah, like when we train people, first thing is that, you know, in the skilling ecosystem, the biggest problem that lies with us is right now the mobilization. When you get an order from the government side or in private or in a corporate, the first thing is that you need to good candidates. Because what happens, if you only see the numbers, then you'll get a lot of candidates because they're getting free food and free lodging, boarding, everything. So a student will come up. But our end objective is not to train them, also to place them, because we get our credential and money once we place them. So students, those who are not keen on training, those who are not keen on going, you know, outside of their local market and to be placed, they will not, you know, be with you till the end, number one. Also, if you will complete the training for and get a certification, they will not be so much keen to be placed in a company. They will not go outside. So the biggest challenge is, first thing is that, because in RE segment, if I talk about in Odisha market, lot of local employments are not available. So first thing is that I need to counsel properly the students. The challenge is that because the students will not be, very keen to move outside, and the solution this for this problem only would be you talk to 5 candidates and select one for the training. Like it has to be a 1:5 ratio, and then you can see that all the students are being trained properly, and also they are in a proper mindset to go abroad or maybe to outside the local market to be placed.
Thank you very much. I think this is very good question, and Sunil, it basically ratifies what I've been saying, Suraya and everyone, that one of the biggest challenges is getting the right people in the room, people who
Yes.
are interested to get trained, and then finally find the job which they are looking for, or the work opportunity they are looking for. I think that is the most important thing. So thank you, Sunil, for being there. Over to you, Suraya. Suraya, you're on mute.
I said, yeah, I think we've exceeded our time by almost 20 minutes, so we can call it a wrap for the day. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Much appreciated. And Munish, if there's something that you'd want to say just to close the webinar, please.
Yeah, I think thank you, Suraya. First of all, compliments to you, Suraya, for taking the lead and organizing and getting everyone over here. Happy to see Mr. Hardeep, Mr. Rakesh. You are still up and awake, right? I don't know when you are going to sleep, right? Getting Arpit there for giving a skill council perspective, and Sunil from a trainer perspective. I think we got all the 4 people who were there. We had different perspectives from them, and I think there is so much to learn from each one of them. For me, Hardeep talked about the opportunity from an industry point of view, and also as a trainer, what they have been going through. They have done good job really into that side. From Arpit, we came to know about the total opportunity which is there. From Mr. Rakesh, we came to know about the demographic dividend which we are talking about, and Sunil talked about the problem he faced and what amazing work he has done. How can he scale it up, say 10x? So I think this was a good beginning. There is a lot to be done. I think we all are in it together to make the difference and get the green jobs market to the next level. Thank you, everyone, all the participants. I still see around 100+ people there who have stuck along the entire thing patiently, being there with us. Thank you to all the members of the Jivitam team who have made this webinar possible. We'll look forward for many more. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
lovely
you,
day,
sir. Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Bye.